Hello, good afternoon, real estate professionals. Thank you for joining today's Agent Advantage webinar. My name is Kurt Klaus. Today's weekly webinar, our topic is 4 ways to help you sell more listings quicker. We do these webinars weekly. They are brought to you by the Guaranteed Rate companies. Again, thanks for your time. We keep these at around 30 minutes, so plan on that. Today, there's our topic. Again, weekly series. Next week, we have a webinar specifically on the CRM that's part of the Agent Advantage site. If you're unfamiliar with what Agent Advantage is, it is our platform from the Guaranteed Rate companies where we put all of our coaching and marketing and value and technology, everything we have for our realtor referral partners in one spot. And Agent Advantage is no cost, no obligation. Our company and our growth is due to our relationships with real estate agents like you who trust us and to take care of their clients. We're a very realtor-centric company. So again, plan on 30 minutes. We do these live so you can ask questions. So please submit your question in the go-to question feature there. And at the end of the webinar, if we get any, we'll answer your questions. We love doing these live to hear from our agents, to hear feedback. But again, today's topic is 4 ways and 4 strategies and 4 things for you to think about to help you sell more listings quicker. There is not any one, magic thing or magic formula, but just to cover, these 4 categories to make sure you're checking all the boxes and to give you more ideas, things you can implement, things you can add to what you're already doing, just more ideas, strategies, and then we'll go into some of the tools that we have that are part of the Agent Advantage website that may help you with some of the topics we're talking about. So again, we'll cover these 4 broader topics, and then at the end, 4 specifics for you to have some takeaways, things that you can use. So let's get right in. We've got a lot today. Topic 1 is the all-important pricing. So from the moment you start having conversations with your sellers, so important for them to understand that you are representing the current market. Like that's your job. Your job is to work with them together to place their home in the market, but that asking price is based strictly on fact and strictly on data. And you, being the expert who knows and studies the market, the conversation is you and the current conditions and those alone that dictate the asking price. Yes, I understand every listing is different, every seller is more motivated, every seller is different, but the key to success and failure right from the start is your philosophy on the conversation of pricing. We all know the seller just wants to hope to find that one buyer at a max price, but your role is to provide the facts and the data as what the market will bear. And the buyers and sellers today have access to so much, everything that only the agents had in the past as far as what's available on different websites and comps in their neighborhood. So that negotiation is always definitely a skill and learned skill. But instead of just having that seller that is hoping to get that one buyer to overpay, it's to present the facts and present the data. And from the moment that the seller gives you that listing, your conversation with them to price for the market and that you are representing the market. So another thing to be mindful of is how buyers search today, and think of homes that you are checking out or looking through and all the different websites and the Realtor and the Zillow and the Julias, but to have the mindset of those buyers in mind when deciding on a price, different ranges, for example, if there are 6 comps in the area and 3 are between 3 and 310, for example, and 3 are 320 to 330, maybe to price it in between those 2 ranges so you don't get bunched in, and to get more, a little more eyes on that, or the way people sort in their searches to be shown in that search 500 and below if you price it 499 versus 501. But considering the not just the season and the timing, but being the mindset of the buyers and how they search. Given that even a small reduction in price isn't necessarily an all negative thing. The way people search online and the way people get alerts when there is a price change or a new price, will send a notice to lookers and get that property in front of them again, even if it's a small reduction in price. So again, to always think in and be in the head of the buyer and think of how they search when determining price. Again, you're the expert. You can't assume someone will overpay, and it's so important to be your time is valuable, and to present this to the seller, and even review expired listings to learn what didn't work for other people and present that to them. Again, truth, facts, and what the market will pay for it. So once it's priced right, and once the conditions are right, and then and only then do you accept the listing to put it in the market. But the seller has to have that certainty from you. If not, you are kind of setting yourself up, to fail. And again, it's your time, it's your reputation, and the experience with that seller for future positive reviews and future referrals. But your business is built on relationships, as we all know, and the key is just to communicate with them, and all important work at the very beginning. Preparation. Second thing, now that you have the listing and it's priced correctly, this seems like a super obvious one. Every time I think of that and I look at listings and I see bad pictures, or I duck into an open house on a weekend and I see poorly prepared properties. Doesn't have to be a big thing. Lots of money can be spent on staging, but just to have a plan. Are you and the seller doing everything you can for the best results? It doesn't have to be, a full-on staging, at a cost. It could be little things. Is it just exterior power wash of the siding or the walkways or the landscaping, or clean the windows? Is it a new doormat or a couple plants? It can make a huge difference, not only for an in-person open house, but in the pictures. It doesn't have to replace the furniture. It can just be a rearrangement of the furniture, or not even adding things, but take things away, clear out a closet, remove a big couch. Are you doing everything you can? Like I said, sometimes not adding things and bringing things in, but removing things, again, at no cost. One tip for those virtual stagers, which is happening more and more, if you are, emptying a room, before you stage it, get some pictures of that totally empty room. It will save costs to have to virtually remove the pictures for if someone's doing virtual staging for you, and they can start with an empty room and then add things to it. Again, the picture of a nice, clean, simple, empty room, but it's the little details. Think of all the little things that can be deal breakers to the potential buyer, whether it's, you know, bad grout or bad lighting. Super important. Again, you know, some things it's common sense, but have a set plan. Mindful at the beginning. There is a stat from NAR that after staging, 22% of sellers agents that after staging the property saw an increase of 1 to 5% of the dollar value offered, and 70% of sellers agents staging the property saw an increase of 6 to 10% increase over value offered by buyers compared to similar homes in the area. So obvious that staging, even the littlest of things help. Again, mindset of the buyer, and think of what that potential buyer looking at the pictures or walking through the home. Also, you know, focus on the best features. If you have to spend time or money on one thing, the pictures and the rooms, living room, kitchen, bedroom, obviously, you know, the biggest selling points. And then third is promotion. Again, one of the agents in one of the top agent interview series, she never called it listing a property. She called it marketing a property. So it's really being creative, and again, thinking, putting yourself in the buyer's shoes, speaking the language of the buyer, getting creative with this, you know, just simple things like descriptions. Think of, you know, advertising companies and how much of a difference it makes to do this right or to do it descriptively. Different synonyms, you know, work wonders. You're not just selling the home, but you're describing the street or the neighborhood or the town or the area of the city, the community, not just the square footage, but the 10-minute walk to the farmer's market that Saturday maybe. Big difference to a buyer to be able for them to envision what it would be like to actually live in that home. Everything that would add value to them living there, you know, should be part of your promotion. You know, are there award-winning restaurants, you know, not just, you know, schools and shops, but, you know, a bike path or a dog park. You're not just listing details. Again, you're really painting the description of what it's like to be a part of that community. Obviously, you know, floor plans and other descriptions have to be accurate. The obviously collateral strong as possible, right time of day for pictures. Many people are now adding the simple video tours, especially with the comfort level of people going through an open house today. Simple to take a phone and actually, you know, let them watch a short video as if they're going through the home. One of our previous webinars was how to make your own video walkthrough tour with your cell phones. Your cell phone can do a lot. They shoot movies with cell phones today. So again, doesn't have to be super expensive. I've seen some great video tours shot by agents on their phone that includes them describing the property or them at the beginning introducing. It's a great way to get your personality and your branding and your face in front of your listings for you know, great way to promote yourself as well. Not just good pictures, but to mix up the pictures and maybe switch that lead picture. Some people, you know, different things would appeal to different people. If you led with the exterior shot, or if you're led with, you know, a backyard or the view, it could be different selling points to different people. You could also do two different options and do kind of an A/B test and, you know, determine what works best. But again, you're looking for that one seller and knowing what would appeal to them. Fourth and last, and the most important thing, also what we are going to follow up with and give 4 different ways that we can help with getting you more exposure for your listing is visibility or exposure. getting the most eyes on the marketing that you've created and described so nicely. What's your set process? What's your marketing plan? What else can you add to the marketing plan that you have that you're not already doing? Are you cross-promoting with other agents and their buyers? Are you, doing everything you can to get the most exposure to find that one buyer? You're looking for the one buyer. Is it including the old school signs, which some people swear by, that drive by, for sale, coming soon? What's your social media plan? Just listed social media plan. Are you using all the sites that are out there that everyone's on, not just Facebook, but Twitter and LinkedIn and Pinterest? Are you getting the seller involved, huge in their neighborhood? Are you asking them to help promote their sphere? And we'll show you a way to actually create websites in Collateral that the sellers can help and kind of piggyback on. Some sellers are part of neighborhood Facebook groups. They're closed groups, but for them to post their listing on that group is huge. Everybody wants to know what's going on in their neighborhood. Everyone wants to know if they can help find their new neighbors, but promoting, helping them promote the home with you, they're just as motivated as you are. The open house environment, I get it, it's not what it used to be, but promoting and having open houses are still working for those that do it right. So plan it out, write it out. What's your exact strategy? Is it shotgun? Are you doing everything possible with ads and signage and social and email and electronic? Are you blasting it to your database? Are you, getting it to that whole zip code? Do you have a lead capture piece in there so people can get a hold of you? Is there a call to action in all of your collateral, a way for them to contact you, a way for them to make an appointment or take a tour? Just listed postcards, again, is it hitting the neighborhood? Are you hitting your entire database? Exposure, probably the biggest thing. Again, you're only looking for that one buyer. So we're going to show some of the tools that we have that are part of the AgentAdvantage. This is a segue to the AgentAdvantage site. And we'll show you the 4 things that we have to offer that could help you with exposure. Again, if you're unfamiliar with AgentAdvantage, it's a website. It includes marketing, coaching, and technology. And we'll go through some of the specific tools that we have on AgentAdvantage. The CRM piece that can, help you create drip campaigns. We have neighborhood reports and property flyers for you. And then I want to show you the single property websites that can be shared on social. And, that's a great piece that your sellers can, help you share. Again, if you're unfamiliar with AgentAdvantage, it can be found at agents.rate.com. It's proprietary to the guarantee rate companies. There are, again, no costs to AgentAdvantage. It is a simple collection of everything that we do for agents to help you. So we'll go over the 4 items that we have. One is a way to share your listing and blast this out to your whole database if you're not using CRM. We'll cover some of the email marketing tools in here. Print pieces, again, should be part of it. A way for you to create good-looking collateral to add and ways to add it. Also cover some not just property flyers, but some of the neighborhood reports. Then I really want to go into the single property websites, which is a way for you to create a unique website just, to your property. There's lots of search engine listings out there, easy to get lost, but the single property website is a way to help your listing stand out. It's a custom website can include videos that we talked about, not just house plans, slideshows. It can add value to your sellers if you're, giving that listing presentation. It can be shared by the sellers. If you're doing blogs, great piece to put on your blog if you're a blogger, and all the same time branded with you, help to build your brand. So we'll go into the single property websites too. So I'm going to flip over to the AgentAdvantage website and carry on and show you these actual assets, so you can add these to your marketing plan to help get exposure for your listings. Let me log in. Again, AgentAdvantage, created for two simple reasons: to help you save time and to help you grow your production. This is what you will see when you log into AgentAdvantage. The web address is agents.rate.com. Both of the all four items I'm going to show you lives on the co-marketing page. So first off is the CRM. Again, if you're using a system, what's your plan? Having all to organize and capture all your leads and contacts, to have all your features, reporting and tracking in one place, a way to hit your database in market. These can be AgentAdvantage can be connected to and integrated with outside sites. If you're doing the Zillow leads, for example, you can have those leads funnel into your database here. But to set up groups for buyers, for example, and to more drill into each contact and be able to add them to an email campaign. If you have, if you're using BombBomb, you can integrate that with your AgentAdvantage site and send out that cool walkthrough BombBomb video to a huge group of potential buyers. Again, maximizing your time. There's also the ability to set up a drip campaign, and you can schedule different, space days apart and choose the, what piece you're going to send to who and when. And, again, a way to not only create and send things out, but also to be able to track everything for under, the email stats. It's, being very strategic about this is to see who, open rates, delivery rates, and being able to follow up with those people that click through. And again, looking for that one buyer. The other piece here is all of the collateral that lives on AgentAdvantage. Under we have lots and lots of flyers here, all different topics. I want to show a couple unique ones. The tag section here can help you sort. I mean, there's dozens and dozens of them in here, and you may be using a current property flyer, but to add, let me go into the property flyers. I mentioned the neighborhood reports, but instead of just a straightforward property flyer, you can add information on the neighborhood, restaurants nearby, schools, shopping, places of worship. There's one with kind of a walk score. So again, not just pictures of your property. If you are using the flyer generators in here, it is connected to the MLS, so everything will pull through. You can kind of customize these as well, but showing you a couple other options that you can use to promote your listing other than the straightforward flyer. There are also talk about flyers and talk about print. There is a option to farm or blanket the area. There is an option to send out an EDDM postcard, stands for Every Door Direct Mail, but show a little example of a just listed postcard. If you wanted to send this co-branded piece out, all the co-branded marketing on AgentAdvantage can be split with the loan officer. That's a discussion between you two. If you wanted to create a printed piece, there are costs involved. I said AgentAdvantage has no cost, but obviously for a printed piece, it is co-branded and costs could be split. If you wanted to send out the flyer, you could actually put in the address of the listing and drill down into certain areas. These are the zip +4s, and if you wanted to just send out this just listed to this one specific area, if the property was there, the site would show exactly how many single family homes and how many apartments. You could actually review the exact cost. It will do the split for you. You could submit it right from there. Both sides would have to approve the site, but if you wanted to accompany a just listed card for that specific area, you could send it out right from the site. And the last one is the single property websites. Again, no cost digital version. MLS, your listing will pull in, but the single property website, literally you can make it in a minute and add this to what you're doing. I'll show you an example of one of the websites. You can add listing, a virtual tour. If you're making a virtual tour, everything pulls in from the MLS, but you can customize these and change anything you want. If there is a text you want to change, or if the price changes, you can change that too. All the photos will pull in from the MLS. You can choose and limit the number of the photos you have. Location on the Google map, again, a little different than just a street view maybe. And then the key is this has your branding on it, co-branded with your loan officer of choice. The all-important lead capture piece, if I wanted to get a hold of you to talk more about this listing, I could enter my information here, send you a message, and that contact would go into your database. You could opt in to receive a text or an email when someone submits a lead into the lead capture app. So cool way to supplement what you're doing, a way to increase your exposure. These single property websites can also be shared on social. So on the right rail here, you can add your URLs for Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And in one click, it can be shared. There's the thumbnail of the property. Make sure you're sharing this on your business page or the correct page. Add your comments. New listing, open house this Saturday 1 to 3, and simply post that on Facebook. Same for your sellers or for those neighborhood groups. An easy way to get this listing out on social and have it shared. Also being able to track the metrics and the analytics on each single property website you create. So here's a list of a bunch I have. You could see how many people viewed the website, how many people added their registration or brought those leads into you. So that is the 4 kind of topics that we wanted to make sure that you knew were available to you in AgentAdvantage. Again, the site is no cost, and we want to help you shape and improve your entire listing presentation. Things to think about, not just with our site, but other sites that can be used, and other strategies and other boxes you can check. Are you doing everything you can to get more, as many eyes on your listings as you can? Decrease the number of days on market. In those 4 additional ways to help exposure all live on the AgentAdvantage site. Again, it's agents.rate.com. If you have questions or feedback for us on anything we spoke on today, you can contact us at agents agents@rate.com. Again, we love feedback. We have, these weekly topics will not just cover specifics we have that are part of the AgentAdvantage, but more general topics. Again, ways for you to have virtual events today, very, very relevant. Ways to increase your social media presence. Ways to use our all digital platform, more on technology. So we're at 30. Sarah, wanted to see if we had any questions before we let anyone go.
Yeah, we've had a couple questions about how they can access recordings to past webinars.
Yes, that's a good question. We do not have, some of the webinars are on our AgentAdvantage YouTube page. So on agents.rate.com, this is the logged out site. There is access to our entire coaching video page, and we do have some of the webinars we have conducted on that page. There's some of our longer interviews. That webinar I mentioned on making the video tutorial, that is on the YouTube page. If you want a recorded version of, sorry about that, a recorded version of any of these weekly webinars, you can email us at agents@rate.com and let us know which webinar you're looking for, and we can just send that to you directly.
Perfect, thank you.
So that's it. Again, appreciate your time. Hope you got some good takeaways from our webinar, and hope to see you on a future webinar. On behalf of the Guarantee Rate companies and on behalf of Sarah and myself, Kurt Klaus, thank you for joining the AgentAdvantage webinar, and we hope to see you on a future call. Have a great day, everyone.